hello everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar regarding the Polish legal requirements about the electronic invoice and the tax reporting. My name is Anna and I'm a managing partner at Code 10 and the product owner of the part of e-compliance. For the ones that don't know us, first a short introduction. We are an international IT consultant company, and we specialize in digital transformations. One of our pillars is obviously the compliance, so electronic invoice and tax reporting, which for which I will be speaking to you today. But we also do a lot of integrations with different type of technologies and systems. We do data analytics, we do SAP technical consultings, and so on and so forth. So coming back to the topic of today. Thank you again for joining, and let's get to it. The reason for me to be holding this webinar, I'm sure you're aware of the recent changes in the Polish legislation. So next year, the KSeF is coming into force. It will be mandatory, and there are new regulation changes regarding the SAF-T, the JPK files. So first of all, a bit of history. I know that lately the electronic invoicing and tax reporting has been a hot topic all around, not only Europe, but the world itself. But the electronic exchange of documents has been around for a very long time. So EDI started in 65. Then in the last 20 years, we've seen a lot of implementations of electronic invoices and tax reporting around South America, then in Europe with Portugal, Poland, of course, with the SAF-T a few years ago. Then we had the introduction of PayPal and so on and so forth, with a lot more to come. One of those, so the roadmap in the short-term future, is as follows. We have Germany coming up, well, starting in 2025, together with the new SAF-T files for Poland. So for the big companies, the important one is the JPK PD, so the 2 files that involves. Then for next year, we have the KSeF, as I mentioned. The electronic invoice in February becomes mandatory for everybody, even though the system has been available for use on a voluntary basis since a few years ago. Then we have Belgium coming up next year, France as well. Germany is finalizing the phased implementation of the electronic invoices. In Poland, we have the mandate that all taxpayers should join the SAF-T or the periodic reporting obligations. We have new laws coming up in Spain, and the big bang probably in Europe, that would be in 2030, which is the VIDA, VAT in the digital age, will become mandatory for all the B2B intra-EU transactions. So having said that, we as a company and as individuals have been working a lot in the past years on this type of projects. So we've implemented a lot of electronic invoices and tax reporting solutions within SAP. Not only in Europe, but throughout the whole world, including South America. We first started implementing standard SAP solution, right? And it was all over the place. SAP provided solutions that were for one way for one country, for the other way for another country. It was not really unified. Then there were solutions that SAP just didn't simply provide, as it was the ticket by the regional legislation in Spain. So within these implementations and throughout these years, we have gathered a lot of experience in this type of projects. So we learned how things work, how the governments work with regarding these communications and what they were expecting to receive, the responses that they send, and how are they managed in the ERP or our SAP systems. So we have a huge trajectory behind us. We have quite a few ongoing implementations and future implementations coming up. That leads us to construct our own way of working for these type of projects, right? So we know what SAP has done, what SAP hasn't done, what we've done to complete that requirement that SAP hasn't provided to our customers. So what I forgot to mention earlier is that for the ticket buy, The solution that we developed, that is a fully custom one, has been approved by SAP, and it's available in the sub store as an add-on for purchase. So all of that experience that we have acquired throughout the years and throughout the implementations of our customers in different countries and landscapes, we have developed and constructed this like a holistic vision for the compliance. What we know is that, first of all, companies change, right? There are a lot of different setups in a company, in a system, in the different countries. There are a lot of new acquisitions, new rollouts, new carve-outs, and system changes all the time that's happening. So we always need to be one step ahead. We need to plan not only for the current requirement and current implementation, but what will be coming in the future as well. Because as we saw, this is not just happening for Poland in this case, or Spain in another one. This will happen for everybody and for all the world, for all the countries in the world. And eventually we will be merging them all together again. So this means that we always need to be one step ahead. We always need to think about the scalability, about the way we maintain the system and how it can adapt to any future requirements or changes in the current ones. So having said that, we are guided by three basic rules in our implementations and product developments. So first of all, everything needs to be in a single cockpit. We don't want to bother the users or drive them crazy with using different transactions for different legal requirements or for any different way that they would need to register electronic invoices or do the tax reporting. So everything needs to be in one single cockpit. This is similar to what SAP is doing with the e-document cockpit with the DRC on-premise. So having said that, it can be either the fully standard SAP solution, the implementation of the DRC on-premise and cloud solution, or it can be our Code compliance hub. What happened, like initially, throughout in the past, we implemented our custom solutions within the document cockpit. We know it's good solution, we know it works, and without the need of developing anything further that is similar to it, while we have the solution available, right? We developed our custom solutions like the ticket buy and the rest that were not available in SAP within this framework. But last year, I don't know if you're all aware, but just as an information, SAP changed the way they license or issue the licenses for the DRC. So now we cannot use, we can use the DRC on-premise plus the DRC cloud solution only as a pack. So we cannot just pick and choose, use one and not use the other one. If SAP hasn't provided a solution for whatever legal requirement, ticket buy, for example, and we do use the document framework, there will be a license imposed based on number of company codes and so on and so forth. So this made us develop our own cockpit, our own hub for e-compliance, where we integrate both the standard and our custom solutions. So this is another way to implement this rule that everything needs to be in one hub, in one cockpit. So in our case, in the Code and e-compliance hub, we could have both the SAF-T solution, the JPK, all the JPK files for Poland, and the KSeF. This allows us to have the governance in our control and better maintained. So we provide different roles and a set of roles for different accountants or users so that they are only able to see the countries and the solutions that they are allowed to. The next rule is that our clients are free to choose their own infrastructure. We do not oblige our customers to choose either one of the available middlewares or systems that they would like to use. So we have implemented our solutions in PIPO or whatever is left of it using the official EU libraries, and that was really a challenge to do it, and we were very happy that we achieved it. We use integration suite, so separately from the DRC public cloud, right? Because DRC public cloud is the standard SAP solution. It is the black box that you cannot really touch or maintain inside. But we do in integration suite the mapping and the connection with the with the corresponding tax authorities. We also implement our solution in the rest of the important middlewares like Boomi and MuleSoft. And for the customers of ours that do not have a middleware, we're not forcing them to acquire one. We offer a productive system, so integration as a service, where they can connect, where we can connect their system and manage the sending and the receiving of the electronic invoices, responses, and so on with the corresponding tax authorities. Furthermore, a legal requirement shouldn't be a legal problem because we know that it's very stressful when we need to implement any of those situations because it applies a legal obligation, it applies fines if it's not available or it's not implemented correctly or in the good way. So it might be a little bit of a stress for our customers because this is a part of what is their core business, and it's something that very often was a little bit underestimated. So because of this, we offer 1-year guarantee with every implementation of our projects, and then possibility to acquire an extended guarantee where we are covering all the possibilities and all the new legal changes and requirements that are released for that specific country, and also localization services. Like, for example, if our customers operate in 2, 3, 5 countries, we have those countries in our list, and for that particular customer, we inform on any legal changes that are about to happen or requirements that are coming our way. So the benefits that we have within our Code compliance solution over the SAP standard is that, first of all, we don't depend on when SAP releases the notes or their timelines and their plans on when to make something available as a solution. It's not a one big black box that we cannot touch, so there is possibility for maneuver and easy and fast modifications if it's needed. Scalability is very important part of our solutions and our policy. Whenever we develop a new solution or a new product, we implement within the hub all the electronic documents that might be involved or required to be reported. Not only the tax reports as such, and not only invoices, also both incoming and outgoing invoices, so customer and vendor invoices, but as well as delivery notes and all the other documents that might be necessary. And of course, no need to pay for additional licenses, as might be the case for the DRC on-premise and cloud solution. So going more into the technical details. So UBL, and very shortly, because it doesn't really affect the Polish solutions, but it affects the overall holistic view that we have for the compliance. We use in our solutions, and this involves the KSeF as well, the UBL library for electronic documents. This is a library that was developed by the European Commission, and they are the first ones that started using it actually as a form of communicating documents in an electronic form between their governmental entities. Soon it spread out. It spread out very fast. PEPL is the one that's using it. It's an official standard accepted by the German government for the electronic invoices, by the French one that will be live next year, by the Spanish one that will be live probably in 2027, and so on and so forth. So as much as we are aware that there is not one size fits all, right, for these kind of implementations, because every government has their own requirements, they have their own way of communicating or requests on how they want to manage the whole electronic invoices paradigm. Using the UBL is as close as it gets to a standardization and unification of this whole solution. So we chose this format, and as the time goes by, it proves as the good strategy, because this is a way how we can reuse something that we know that already works. So how it should look very broadly and very generally, like in a graphic standard way. In SAP, we would have one compliance, the one hub, right? That would be or our code and compliance hub or the DRC on premise with its respective version, in this case for Poland, middleware that connects this SAP system with the Polish tax authorities. And in this middleware, we can have Boomi integration suite, PIPO, MuleSoft, etc., or the DRC public cloud by SAP, or Code and Integration as a Service, which is our productive integration system that we use to connect our clients to the corresponding tax authorities. So we extract all the data from the hub, using the hub to manage all the tasks for extracting the data, mapping and generating the corresponding XML UBL file. We send it from the cockpit to the next step, depending on the document and legal requirement. And this is where we also receive the information that will come later on from the tax authorities, meaning that the users don't have to leave the transaction in order to continue with the further steps. They have one cockpit and they have one place to view and to manage all the steps that they need to manage. Of course, when we're talking about electronic invoices, in this case KSeF, very often we talk about large volumes of documents, right? So the users don't have to go one by one and report it or submit it to the government. This will be done in background jobs and background processes. And here in the hub, we would just have the option to monitor and check what's happened, if everything is okay, in case there are errors, what is the error, etc., etc. So this is how it looks like. Here, just for the sake of time, I'm showing like a photo, an image of how it is. I will quickly explain it. After this demo, after this webinar, you will all receive an email with the contact information, and we can do a personalized demo in our system because we have all of this developed already for each and every one of you, depending on the requirements, the countries you would require, and what would you like to see. So this is how it looks like. For the ones of you that know how the e-document cockpit looks like, it's really very similar. We know that it's something that is been very comfortable, it's proven that it works, so we are not reinventing the wheel here. And we chose a format that is very similar. So here on the left-hand side, you would be able to see all the countries for which we would have the solutions implemented, right? That might be Spain, Poland, Italy, Portugal, etc., etc. Here we would see a list of documents depending on the selected solution. On top, we would have all the buttons and the actions that might be taken for a specific document. So you select the document, you click each or whichever the button you should be clicking. We can display the invoice itself, we can display the XML file, we can export the file, edit, and so on and so forth. These actions are all customizable. So there are some standard ones that need to be there depending on the process. But if a customer wants additional action for whatever reason, we can add it. And of course, depending on the solution, the set of buttons up there is different. We have the status indicator over here. You can see we have the traffic light principle that SAP follows as well. And yeah, double clicking takes us to the invoice transaction. We can display it and take further actions from there. So here is how the display looks, more or less. We can display the UBL, we can display the status, the PDF, we can check the extract UPO, these are all custom views where we can, for example, for the Polish VAT, for the JPK VAT, we can display the extract for the sales invoices or for the purchase invoices separately, or display the full extract. Here the columns are also customizable and you can visualize whatever you want to based on the requirements, whatever is comfortable for you. And this is how the XML, this is actually the JPK file, the VAT, how it looks like, and we can directly see it from the cockpit. So having said that, what we try to provide to our clients is an overall solution for all these legal requirements. So Poland now is the hot topic, yes, because next year we have all these laws coming into force, and a lot of our clients are implementing this. But we need to look further in the future, because it's not only Poland; it will be the whole European Union, within and between the countries. And we need to know how we are going to tackle all these challenges in the future. So we are working now, and we are in the final stages to have the UBL extractor, so the cockpit, approved and published in the SAP store. The things go a little bit slow over there with all the approvals, but since the solution is working, we know that we will get it there very soon. We have partnered with Ecosio in the recent months, and we have developed a connector, an SAP connector that connects any SAP system as for HANA normally with the Ecosio EDI broker. And over there, they manage all the rest of the compliance steps for our customers. Next, we are working on becoming a PEPL access provider this year. This is also on our roadmap. And this will make us this year 360 solution provider for e-compliance. And yeah, that's all for me for now. Do you guys have any questions? First of all, hope I was clear enough. I wasn't going too fast. Nope.
Anna, can you explain what is Code 10 approach to incorporating both the standard solutions and custom Code 10 solutions for electronic invoices for different countries?
Yes, great. Thanks. That's a great question. I mentioned that we have the rule of one cockpit, right? One unique cockpit, and no need to get out of there. But yes, what happens if a customer has a custom solution provided by Code 10 and then another standard solution, right, provided by SAP? So what we do is we read from the standard one, from the DRC on-premise frameworks table, and we display all the information in our cockpit, because if we do it the other way around, then we force our clients to pay additional licenses. So we still stick to our rules, and we still keep the one cockpit rule applicable, and we integrate we just view, so no need to pay additional license. We read from the standard tables and we display them in our cockpit. All the actions will be available there as well, and it will be like the one unique ecosystem. Okay, so if there are no further questions, thank you, everybody. After this session, you will be receiving a thank you email with our details. And please, if you're interested further, we can do a personalized demo and show you the solutions for the countries you're interested in, and take it further and see how we can further help you with the e-compliance and the legal requirements for all the countries you operate in. Thank you very much.